Zambia is best known as the country with abundant natural resources and pristine environmental conditions. Zambia has approximately 50 million hectares of forest land, yet its deforestation rates are estimated at 250 to 300,000 hectares per year. It is reported that 150 hectares of land per day is lost to tree logging, charcoal burning, forest fires, agricultural expansion, conversion to pasture land, and mining. The list is endless. One of the main causes of this extremely high rate of deforestation is to fulfill the demand for fuel wood, for cooking and space heating. Due to low income levels, fuel wood is expected to continue to dominate Zambia's energy consumption.
Imapenzi ngo akutangu nangona kajana inkuni sike wompotuke dezi la shupa taziboneke masama amana kwamana wawo mukati mumapenzi aya ngindajana ichimbichi ndakajana ibusi na muchitungu twamba mu kitchen inga kuli ibusi chindi chakuchika chakuti kulira mesa alasalala kuchisa kumwenga kukona so imesa anodisa kuzvoro misozi irazwa kwamana kuzwawo muchamba kusibu yakwanjira kupya kuyakwanjira kwa busi kuletera kuteti muntu kakundirira maningi kachiswa umwe mwana wangu ngemapenzi mapatingira kajana wa sekendi wakaba penzi ya meso kambo kabusi ungati yanjira mu kitchen mesa alatiani yarajisa ainka kukona arajisa so ura problem kumuguranga mu mabuku waba mapenzi ameso kambo kanzi kambo kabusi ikitchen najanda jishimoto jigira jagasiya tujiyagidama senke ngomuti mujikwa mayo sheets so agaba black tajiribonye mushobo pepe kambo kabusi aya mapenzi aturwana maningi swe wombuli family nasyamati yakuti jonse jindi tula mapenzi agulira busi obo batukatazya.
Household cooking fuel comes from fuel wood, charcoal, electricity, kerosene, and sometimes cooking gas. These are becoming more expensive day by day. The availability and accessibility of these sources of energy has started becoming a problem due to various reasons.
So for me to get electricity here, I'll need to pay for the cost of poles, I'll need to pay for the cost of the transformer. I'll also need to pay bills thereafter every month and probably buy electricity every now and then. So that is by far expensive than just using cow dung.
Due to the move from pastoral farming to extensive farming, the conventional practice of farmyard manure management is not effective to preserve the nutrients properly. Our fertile lands are becoming unproductive because of lack of organic fertilizer and indiscriminate use of chemical fertilizers in most areas. It is therefore high time for us to seek alternatives for conventional domestic fuel sources.
Biogas technology that we promote is the real small-scale technology, meaning biodigesters for individual smallholder farmers. In Africa, we have been a little bit later to adopt. We started with serious, large implementation programs only 10 years ago. So consequently, only for that reason, uptake in Africa has been slower. In Zambia, we are now working for 3/4 of a year and we've constructed just over 200 installations. Uptake has been not as quick as we wanted, but it's coming right now. We're aiming to have 1,000 biogas installations installed before the end of this year. Focusing really very strongly on the benefits and linking it to the dairy sector at first place was a good move. What has been lacking so far is the supply side of the story. The demand is there, but we don't always have supply actors, masons, biogas companies, ourselves sometimes, to follow up on the demand and serve the customers quick enough. And in that way we're losing a bit of demand again. So that's where we should focus now.
Drawing on worldwide experience, promotion and extension of biodigester technology as an alternative to conventional fuel sources and as a mean to enhance fertilizer value of farmyard manure, which is now being carried out in Zambia. This is an important step forward in solving the problems associated with the use of conventional fuel sources. Even though this solution may be a little late, the emphasis on the use of biogas for supplying domestic fuel demand and bioslurry in enriching our agricultural lands is certainly an important step in this area. This is the design of the biogas plant being promoted in Zambia, commonly known as the ZAM digester. The design has been especially modified to suit the Zambian context with different capacities depending on the energy needs and the amount of dung a family is able to collect. This is an inlet tank where dung and water are mixed to prepare homogeneous slurry. The slurry prepared in the inlet tank is conveyed to the digester via the inlet pipe. The toilet can be attached to the biodigester and the excreta is conveyed to the digester through a separate inlet pipe. To increase the gas production and enhance quality of bioslurry, cattle urine is collected in the tank and used in biogas plant. The slurry, conveyed through inlet and toilet decomposers to produce biogas by virtue of microbiological activities. The gas produced in the digester is stored in this gas holder. The slurry, which remains in the digester for at least 50 days, passes through the manhole to the outlet tank. After full digestion, this outlet tank is known as displacement tank. When the gas holder is full with gas, the slurry in the outlet tank is pushed out through the overflow opening by virtue of the gas pressure. The displaced slurry is then collected and composted in slurry pits. The gas stored in the gas holder is conveyed to the point of application through pipeline. Biogas is used to burn biogas stoves and light biogas lamps. The composted slurry is used in farms to increase soil fertility and enhance agricultural productions.
Well, the quality control actually starts from the moment the masons are selected. So you need people who are at least exposed to or have experience on a skill in construction. Then they're also exposed to basic quality control procedures. Like once a client is noted, the selection of materials is critical. The bricks that are used should be of high quality. The sand should be well graded. The stones that are used should be that which has been approved and that which lives up to the standards as exposed to the trainings.
There are 5 different sizes of domestic biogas plants which are being promoted in Zambia. The smallest size of 4 cubic meter capacity, when fed with the prescribed quantity of 40 kg dung with equal quantity of water or urine, a 4 cubic meter biogas plant produces enough gas to burn a single burner stove for 3.5 to 4 hours.
I saved a lot because in a month I used 4 bags of charcoal, sometimes one ox cart of firewood. But nowadays, since I'm using biogas, at least everything is okay now.
Biogas can be used for cooking, lighting, and running dual fuel engines. The use of biogas helps in saving conventional fuel sources, mainly fuel wood, charcoal, kerosene, and LPG. A family can save about 3.5 tons of fuel wood per year with the installation of a 6 cubic meter biodigester. It helps in improving the environmental sanitation in and around the house because it is smokeless.
Ntiyatugwairira amaniza ntwatalika kupesha biogas kamboguza matayo tolujana buyumuyumu winkawote bankuni especially kuno mbulimbo tukedogo no kuma farm so tolwinka mafarm abantu mawudoperera tunkuni mwaleta mwajiga especially ujenika buyumumu alimu kwa uchira ite ubuga use 05
wajanika unyina nkuni ujikire basi jikolo kwa hiyo janika buyumu abo atojisimala kula malasha oyanda ulendiza kawani kwacha winke ule malasha bolo ujikire basi jikolo 3 busi anga wataunjira maningi nkuni kamboga nkuni watakugola niza kujiswa meho alajisameho yachinka wodoperera nkuni mushogo so jari kutuyumina maningi atunyampuke winke mushogo watakudoperera nkuni abona waunjira mfamu yabantu bakuguma bawutandanya gamba watu yakuyanda ula nkuni bolo chani uberesha so zani batwetera biogas ndi yakala abana bangunda jijana amudijisiba nabo biro omwenda mutola w'ikigolo buseni omwe washala unjira to pepfort wina buyumu buli bope twakwanisha kujiga buli mbomanda twonse twaga kujita so buyumu mutagwe laga kumbuli kuseni wabulaga wabuga wajigira wasijigolo wabattu bayinka ujigolo washala ujita abanganda buyumu mutagwe peso tulitabo kumbali ba SNV bagatuyitera jezi.
The use of bioslurry helps to increase agricultural production and preserve the fertility of the land for longer duration without damaging natural soil texture. Bioslurry, coming out of the biogas plants, is better than farm manure as the nutrients are changing to a form that can be readily taken by plants during digestion process.
I started using the biogas in 2014. It's now 1 year, 5 months. I spend a lot of time in the garden. Collecting fresh manure to go and mix in the digester is only 30 minutes. The slurry has really helped me because I've seen a lot of results. Some time back I used to buy fertilizer to put in the vegetables and tomato. Now at the moment I'm using only bioslurry and I've seen the results, and people are buying my vegetables. They really recommend. They are good vegetables. So time is saved. Most of the time which I spend going to fetch for firewood, now I'm doing gardening. So I have benefited a lot.
Because livestock is to be kept in the stable to ensure availability of dung required, the quantity and quality of manure is also increased. The rate of forest depletion decreases because of the reduced consumption of firewood.
Plan njondi jisawa nsora gwikomeha garden yangu kambwa kuti seinjiri munkomogola fertilizer pe so ino jindi ndiberesha byo gonya musi nzawa yauzwa kuni hiko biogas yangu bandi pangera so ino ndi yauti kama uti munji yauti garden ndo jikonzya ikukwani ikubika mabelsi onse ono ndalima jishu jinji jiri kuti ngandino kwanisha kujisana kuti walijane iburumbo kunyi so kama uti kutalika kuti kuberesha ine kuberesha slurry ya izwa ku biogas gone kuba so ino nditalika bya ndauti ndipange mbichana kaini ndali kupanga ijishonto kama uteti yali wanda mangi fertilizer ndayauti nditalike kuti ndipange jinji bya kama uti tajigwe ikuruza kunje.
The Energy for Agriculture project is an SNV implemented project. It's funded by the Swedish Embassy under the Swedish International Development Agency. It's a 3-year project which started in May 2015 and is ending in April 2018. Under the project, the SNV is providing support in 3 main areas. The first is to support development of a market-driven biogas sector. The second is capacity building that that is aimed at providing a mechanism through which knowledge about biodigester technology is transferred or upscaling. The third part of the project, which is really the major thrust of the project, is to ensure that the biodigester technology provides benefits to farming households. And then we encourage them to use that gas. Then for the masons that are building, for the length of the project, we'll be giving them what we call a functionality bonus. This is to ensure that they provide after-sales services for 24 months after constructing the biodigester, so that if there's any troubleshooting, they can help the users.
The installation cost of biogas plants depends upon various factors such as size of biogas plant, length of pipeline, availability of construction materials, and transportation facilities. The costs range from 7,000 kwacha for a 4 cubic meter capacity plant to just over 15,000 kwacha for a 21 cubic meter plant inclusive of all materials needed. Costs vary depending on location and locally available unskilled labor and materials like crushed stones and sand, which can be provided by the household which is intending to construct a biogas plant.
For farmers who haven't yet adopted the technology, I'm saying they are behind, because very soon most of these farmers who have gone for the technology will not buy any base of fertilizers for their fields. Because as a farmer, you don't only need to own cattle, you also need to do field work. Now for those who do cultivation, this is the best technology they can go for.
For the last 25 years, I have been involved in supporting the implementation of biodigester programs in more than 25 countries in Asia, Africa, and Central America. Under the framework of SNV supported biodigester program, we have been able to support installation of some 600,000 biodigesters in these countries. More than 3 million people are directly benefited from these biodigesters. And Zambia has a potential of 90,000 biodigesters. And if we can harness even half of the total potential, which is 45,000, then we'll be able to save 500 tons of firewood every year. And if we use biogas to replace charcoal, then we can save 200 tons of charcoal every year. So in monetary value, it will be something like 300,000 kwacha every year. So this is a substantial saving. We can produce 450 tons of dry organic manure that can be used to enhance agricultural production. That's why I would like to request all Zambian farmers who have at least 3 to 4 cattle to install biodigester and reap the benefit that helps the rural farmers in improving their living conditions.